Hi there. I get asked a lot, actually a real lot. You know, Robin, a great magazine. I'm not really sure why, I'm doing one, and I've answered that in a few of the other lives. But the other thing is, oh my God, where would I start? How could I possibly create my own magazine? So what I wanted to give you today were 3 steps that you could follow, some simple steps that you can follow to create your very own magazine. So, whether we're talking digital or print, I've had a few people ask me over recent lives whether I'm talking about a digital magazine or a print magazine. It really doesn't matter. There's some cute things you can do when you're doing just a digital magazine, like inserting videos, but you can also create a print version and have them printed. So it really depends on our client and who their end reader is as to whether we stick to just digital or whether we do a digital and a print version, and different ways you can use it. But let's get to the 3 steps on how to create your own very own magazine. So the first step is to plan it. So, like everything in business and in life, the better we plan, the better the results. So if you can first sit down and plan the magazine, and there's a few things you need to do when you're planning your magazine. The first one is, what's it going to be about? So what do you want people to know? What are you trying to communicate? If you, one of our clients has got a supplement and it's in a particular health space. So that magazine is now totally and utterly about that particular area of the body, and we're focusing the content around that, and then they're able to promote their supplement through the magazine. So what is it that you want to communicate? What's the content that you want to get across, and what are you all about, and what's the end game? The next one is, and this sort of leads into what's the end game, is why are you doing the magazine? So what are you trying to do with the magazine? Are you trying to get content to help you fill your blogs and your Facebook page that has credibility? Are you trying to elevate yourself as an expert in a particular field? Like, are you a real estate agent that wants to position and pinpoint yourself as a local expert? What is it that you're trying to do, and why is it that you're doing the magazine? Like, what's your end outcome? When you put ads in there, what are you promoting? Why are you doing this magazine in the first place? It surprises me how many people do all sorts of things. Start a business, build a website, have a Facebook page, and they really don't have their why. So get that locked down. And the other thing is who. So I talk a lot in my marketing, and I've done lots of presentations over the years on who is your customer. They call it now a persona. It was called an avatar. But who is the customer? So in magazine world, it's who is the reader. So who's going to get hooked? Who's going to want to pick up your magazine? So you've got to make sure you're writing for them. Now, if you are that avatar, so if you're writing the magazine and you are someone that would read your magazine, that's great. If you aren't, you've got to make sure that you tailor the content to suit them. So that's the first step, plan it. Spend time doing that and planning the magazine. The second step is to create it. So this is where a lot of people get, so I call this the how. So we've covered the what, the who, and the why. Now we're talking about the how. How do you create the magazine? So look, a lot of people get overwhelmed by this step. There's lots of templates out there now that you can actually go online and find magazine templates, and then jump on Upwork, find yourself a writer and a graphic designer, and you've probably got most of what you need to get a magazine put together. So I'm not trying to underplay the work that's involved in it. However, you can find the resources now more than ever. It's easier than ever to find resources that can help you with a magazine. So, go and have a look on Google, good old Google, and look at covers and styles and that kind of thing, and make sure that you have a really good idea of, how you want this to look. How do you want the magazine to be felt and come across and to feel and to be taken on by your readers? What sort of style are you looking for? Do you want clean? Do you want it to look like Vogue? Do you want it to look like, a lot of our clients, when they give us a brief, say they want it to look like the Collective Hub, Lisa Messenger's beautiful magazine that she had out there. So, tell yourself and have a really good look around and look at what sort of style you want that magazine to be. And that's you create it. Then the third step, and the most important one that most people forget about, and even publishers that I've used to work for in the past forget this. When in my role in magazines for years, I was circulation manager. So that's all I cared about, was the share it part. So the third step is sharing it. And this is all I cared about. I cared about how we were going to get that magazine read, and by who was going to read it, and how was I going to get it to them. So whether that's a digital magazine that you're going to share on your Instagram page, your Facebook page, and you can take that magazine yes, you can share it as a flipper on your page, and that's fantastic. But then each and every page becomes content that you can use, that you can spread out like tentacles out there in the social media monsters, and sharing out there in the marketplace. So, you know, that's another really thing that a lot of people forget about, is that, you know, my magazine, yes, is beautiful and it's filled with all gorgeous pages, but each individual page has probably 10 to 20 quotes, posts in it, whether they're quotes, whether it's just the headline, whether it's an image on the article, whether it's a statement in the article, whether it's a paragraph, you know, whatever it is, you turn that content and grab it and share it in the ether. You know, put it out there to as many places as possible as you can. Now, I'm making it sound very simple. It's not, you know, it's not just write one tomorrow, have it out there the next day, but it is possible. So there's 3 steps to creating your own magazine. I'll repeat those again really quickly. It's plan it, create it, and then share it. So, you know, have a think about it. Maybe could a magazine possibly be something that you'd like to add into your marketing mix? I can certainly guarantee you that done well, it will be one of the best marketing tools that you ever use, but you've got to know what you're doing. So I wish you luck if you do decide to start your own magazine.